Hey, we're back with another video. Today we have another hometown favorite, one of my high school friends, Juanita. Juanita is doing some amazing things in the community. I'm not going to share her location because of privacy, but if she, shares that later on, that'd be something that she will disclose with you. She is very involved in the community. As you can see, as the interview kind of goes on, you will see that, things will actually unfold. This is very organic. It's fine. Go ahead and take care of the little one. If you have to, Juanita, it's fine.
All right.
All right. So she took care of the little one there. But yes, Juanita, know her from high school. Specifically, we both decided, I want to say around the 10th grade, we both decided that we will attend our career center in our hometown city. Specifically, we chose the path of information technology. At that time, we both, not only her, it was a few other individuals who actually seen the value in information technology and where technology is going. Although this is not a technology call, Juanita was very, very involved in it at an early age. Now, as we matriculated through high school, we actually worked at several restaurants with each other, including Burger King. So that's throwback. So with that being said, I know Juanita from school, but not only that, being a, I don't want to call it BK our career, but we started there together as well. So success looks different to individuals at different levels in life. Me specifically, when I thought of women who are doing exceptionally well, that's past our high school days, different things of that nature, and who has come through a lot of adversity, dealt with adversity, and being able to get through that, and not only that, come out a better person, transform the mindset that you have. I am doing way too much talking, Juanita, so
No, you're fine.
I'm going to go ahead and let you dive into what does success mean to you right now at this point in life?
I feel that success is internal. I truly feel that success is internal because it's how you perceive it.
So success is internal. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I'm going to give this example. Many people feel that success is about the things that you have. But how successful are you if you can't enjoy those things? If you're mentally troubled?
Ooh, okay.
You see people who they have everything in life, but they're committing suicide. They're killing their families. I mean, they're doing things that they're not happy.
Absolutely. And you touched on a lot there. We're definitely going to unpack that. We're definitely going to unpack that there. Oh, early into the interview. Okay. I love it. 10 rules for success. Do you mind starting off with your first one?
Absolutely. God first.
God first.
Absolutely. You have to have a belief system. You have to have something to measure yourself with. You have to have some type of scale, a check and balance, a guidance.
First. Absolutely. Yeah. So me personally, I totally believe that God first is important in any endeavor that you do, because like you said, you have to have something to measure your goals against as you matriculate through life, especially as things start to happen in your life, no matter if it's karma, just the universe giving things back. It actually depends on who you are when it comes to I'll say this: different areas in my life, I came across individuals who believe in different types of gods. So that is important as well. So when you say God, specifically, what do you mean when you say God? And what do you believe in that as well?
When I say God, I am speaking of Yahweh. I'm speaking of Jesus Christ, the Son.
Got it.
When it comes into others, in my opinion, it's just a distraction, but everyone has what they are into and what they follow.
Yeah, no, I agree. Everyone has their own values, their norms, and their beliefs. And like you said, you have to have something to measure it against, because history itself leave a history or a track where you can actually follow and trace things back for like to validate things. So great point, great point. I love that God first. Number two, what's number two?
Always be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. That's self-sabotage. You won't succeed if you're lying to yourself.
Mm-hmm. So that it when you say that setting goal, is it more so of setting a goal that's attainable? When it comes to expectation for yourself, like so for example, I like to have stretch goals, Juanita. Um, a stretch goal for me is more of, okay, I may not hit it, but I want to make sure that I at least have something in mind. So my stretch goal now is within the next 42 months to 56 months, I want to be a multimillionaire. And not only that, it's not so much a stretch goal because I believe in myself, but at the same time, I know that other variables will happen in life, no matter my newborn baby girl that's due in January, my boys going to college, different things of that nature as it relates to finances. But can you give me an example of that?
I was being honest with yourself. I want to put that in a broad scale because just in general, like meaning people, things that come to you educational wise, when I being social with people, having understanding, just in a general sense, I mean that. But like I want to go on what you said as in goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's those long-term goals and them short-term goals. For me, I have checkpoints,
Got it.
places in my life where I want to be at certain points.
Got it.
That's I have, that's how it is for me. I have long-term and short-term. They're all important.
Great point. Great point. That to me, that ties back to what you said first. Goal number one,
Amen.
rule number one is to have God first. And not only that, as you look at those milestones, are you continue to have God first? Are you jeopardizing yourself, like you said? Are you putting yourself in a situation where it goes against your own norms, values, and beliefs? So that's a great one.
Absolutely.
Great one. Great one.
Absolutely.
I think we on number what? 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Be your own best friend.
Tell me about that.
Yes, I think it's important to be your own best friend. A lot of times people get caught up in that's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to say this. I don't want to leave my friend. It's like they put what they want to do in their life
Mm-hmm.
in associated with someone else. Don't let people hold you back. Don't do things for others. It's important to keep yourself focused, keep yourself. And it's not being selfish. It's just, you got to put you first. You put God first, but you also have to love yourself.
No, I follow that one. That one touched something. It hit a nerve. It definitely hit a nerve. And on a personal level there, Juanita, when I went through my divorce, man, I really had to cut everyone off, cut ties. And I don't mean cut everyone off in the sense of I'm not going to talk to you anymore. It's more so of I had to get my mind right. I had to really sit down and understand where I wanted to go in life. I was blaming myself for different things of that nature. So having that sit down with yourself and understanding who you are and where you're trying to go, I couldn't let others' opinions dictate where I was going. So
Absolutely.
that's a good one. Being your own best friend. I did it for about 3 years, and then I met my wife now.
Amen. That's beautiful.
Absolutely. That will hit home. So I definitely understand. Number four.
Make a plan.
Make a plan.
You have to have a plan. You have to know where you're going.
Absolutely.
You have to have a direction. Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you this. Why is a plan mission critical? And I'll say this by saying, I hate to say that I plan everything, because I'm very analytical, and we know that because of our previous our background and computer science. But specifically for me, I have to have a plan. If I don't have a plan,
Yes.
I have to have a plan. Not only do I have to have a plan, everything in my area has to be organized. I just have to have some structure. If I don't have structure, I just feel like my life is discombobulated or something, like it's just all out of whack. So
I feel the exact same way.
why is that important to have a plan? No matter if it's, like you said, short term, intermediate goals, long term goals. Why is that important?
I feel that a plan. Okay, let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up playing chess, and I feel like everyone should teach their children how to play chess. I feel like everyone should know how to play chess. It's because you have to have in your mind, okay, how is this going to play out? Now, it may change up. I'm not going to go into my next one. It You have to have some type of setup for yourself.
Mm.
Have some type of setup and where you're going and what you're doing to get there. By the grace of God that you make it there, but you have to have some direction. You have to have a setup for yourself.
I love it.
Otherwise, you're just freewheeling it and hoping everything turn out okay. Be responsible for yourself. Take some control. Absolutely.
Definitely have some control. You know what? When you finish up that last thought there, what came to mind is make your next move your best move, people used to say. So, like you said, as you playing that game of chess, you're always looking for ways to I don't want to say outsmart. It's just pretty much thinking like, how can I put myself in a position to win? I love it.
Stay ahead. Absolutely.
Absolutely, especially in these times here. I think we're on are we on 4 or 5?
We're on number 5.
5, okay.
Number 5, don't be scared to deviate from the plan for the overall conquer.
Ooh.
So yeah, make a plan, but don't be scared to deviate from the plan.
Absolutely.
You never know, you may get thrown off and something else may come about. Doesn't mean you're leaving your plan. You're adding things.
Ooh, okay.
It's the overall conquer. It's the overall.
Absolutely. Being adaptable, making those changes, being adaptive as things happen as you matriculate through life. That's important. That's important because right now, if you still working on a plan that you planned back when you were 18 to maybe 24, I'm pretty sure you're well off to a different pathway. So you definitely have to go back and reevaluate. I think he said back in number 3, you have to go back and reevaluate the plan. And not only that, make small tweaks and adjustments. I love it. Okay, number 6.
Wait a minute, just one thing. When I thought of number 5, I thought about you.
Really?
I thought about a conversation I had with you some years ago, and I don't know exactly what you decided, but I remember you were going to go to California.
Yes.
And I don't know if that was originally a part of your plan, but it was something that came about, and that was bomb.
No, that was a good call out. What happened was I graduated from Central State, and at the time, I obtained my computer science degree. And then at the time, our former president from Central State reached out to me and said, "Hey, I think you'll be a good fit for this program." And I'm like, Dr. Thomas. I'm like, all right. His name is Dr. Arthur Thomas. He reached out to me and said, "I think you'll be a good fit for this program." Long story short, I applied. I originally got denied, and then so people decided they didn't want to take the offer, and then I ended up taking the offer and I moved to California. But like you said, the biggest part there, Juanita, was at that time Maurice was, in the oven. So it was tough for me to make that move, from Ohio to California, and I know I wouldn't be there for the first 9 months of his life. And me being me, who I am as a man, I was like, it wasn't sitting right for me. So, like you said, I talked to some people who were very close to me, and I remember the conversation. So, great point. It wasn't part of the plan, but hey, it happened. It definitely happened. Great call out.
I'll go into number 6. Educate yourself in different fields.
Ooh.
It's important to educate yourself. Try to get into as much as possible.
Absolutely.
To be truly successful, you got to have your hands in more than one thing.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this, because I know that's frowned upon, Juanita, and the reason why I say that is, for me and my mentor, he kind of frowned against being a jack of all trades. Really? Yes. And here's the rationale, because if you are the jack of all trades, meaning like in a specific industry, and you know how to do every single thing, that's one thing. But if you are actually in business and you're focused on a specific niche on how you could bring value to individuals, that's a whole nother conversation or a whole nother business plan or a whole nother direction that your mindset is in. So when you're playing, so for me, I like to have a plan B. I'll give you an example. I like to have a plan B, but what that means to me is if I have a plan B, I'm not giving 100% to plan A, if that makes sense. So being a jack of all trades is cool. Like, yeah, I know a lot. Well, specifically, I'll use myself as an example. I have an undergrad degree in computer science, and I have a master's, an MBA. but the skill set that I have is transferable to each industry. So I get what you're saying. It's just a matter of I can always reinvent myself by going to different industries. And education itself, it sounds like you're saying, is when you educate yourself, it don't necessarily have to be formal. It can be informal. No matter if you're attending a community parenting or a event in another community around, I don't know, financial literacy, whatever it may be, you just have to have a mindset or a catalog of different understandings of how this will actually change my life, like you said, as it relates to my goals. So another example is, if, like I said, I plan on being a multimillionaire. One of my goals this year was I was mission critical for me to find a mentor. If how can I be a multimillionaire if I don't have a mentor that's coaching me how to get to that level? How can I not, I got to be able to see it and be able to have someone to learn from when it comes to their wisdom, no matter if I'm reading books, different things of that nature. So great point. I love it. I love it because like I said, I actually had that conversation with my mentor when it comes to being the jack of all trades. That's what we like to call it. But tell me a little bit, why you think it's important to actually have, educate yourself in different areas in life.
Well, I'm going to use myself.
Got it.
I looked at my resume, and I was looking over my resume, and I have been searching, what am I supposed to be doing in my life? So I did all these different types of jobs. I've had different training, and I'm looking at my resume, and everything is it's just like this.
All over the place.
Yeah. And because I was trying to find myself, but then when I actually took the time to really look at my resume, I realized that together my resume is bomb because of what I am able to do. My goal, I want an empire. I want to create. I want to create something big, and I want it to be an overall. I want to be able to reach out to everyone on different aspects.
Got it.
Ultimately, the empire that I want to create, I'm there, but all my friends and all my family is there, and it's attacking everything. It's not just going after one thing collectively.
Got it. Powerful example. Two things that I want to unpack from there is, like you said, when you looked at your resume and you looked at all the jobs that you were actually doing when it comes to your responsibilities and duties, not only that, you were able to look at that skill set as a whole. Like, okay, I bring this type of value to any company or anyone that I'm actually in communication with. Like you said, being able to communicate with different people in different industries. So as you had that communication, when you reach out to family members and loved ones, different things of that nature, you're able to talk that industry jargon, different things of that nature. I see you. Okay, I didn't mean to come at you like that. I just
no, it's okay. I love it.
I just mean the jack of all trades. People frown upon that. Just being a master of your fate and understanding who you are. Last thing before you go to number 7 or number 8, I think it's 7.
We're on number 7.
Okay, before you go to 7, why is it important to understand yourself and the value that you bring to any job or anything of that nature when it comes to any organization? If you're planning, no matter if you're having a one-on-one with someone and someone says, what, Juanita, I'm gonna hire you at $10 an hour for your consulting fees, you're gonna say, what, well, tell me, how would that go? Why is that important?
This makes me think about why it's important to love yourself. That's like getting into a relationship. You can't love someone else unless you love yourself. You don't even know what you can offer unless you know what you can offer. What can you bring me? What can you bring to the table? If you don't know yourself, how can anyone else? How can anyone else appreciate you and value you for what you have? You can't give your fullest potential if you don't know who you are.
Absolutely.
That's the best discovery that you should know is yourself. If you don't know yourself, no one knows. A lot of people don't know themselves. We never truly know ourselves. We are continuously learning.
Absolutely, because you're not right. you're not the same person you were when you woke up yesterday. You have different experiences, different things that you saw things, and some things you can't unlearn once you read it or see it. So
absolutely.
So great point. Loving yourself, and not only so much loving yourself, ties back to being your own best friend. You know, sometimes you gotta have that conversation. So great point. Okay,
Absolutely.
next one. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, you took my next one.
I did.
Yes.
What was it?
Number 7, learn yourself and what you are passionate about.
Ah, okay, okay. Expanded upon it. So good stuff. Love yourself. And
And
what?
what you are passionate about.
Okay. That's
Absolutely.
common. That's common with these interviews here. A lot of people say be passionate about the work that you're doing, because if you're not aligned in what God has for you and what you're aligned to
Absolutely.
do in this universe. So great point. Great point. So love yourself and be passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah,
Okay.
you most definitely have to learn yourself. A lot of people do jobs that they don't like. They're
Yes.
only there for the money. They don't enjoy their job. And now, as a customer, we have to deal with them because they
Yes.
don't like their job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Quick question. I know you said earlier, like, hey, Maurice, I sat down, I looked at my resume, and it was all over the place. It's, as you were actually working through life and figuring things out, at what point did you sit down and say, you know what, the work that I'm doing, it aligns with me, what I'm doing on an individual level. However, I know I can impact individuals at a higher level. At what point did you have that transformational mindset? Like, what happened? When did it all come together, Juanita? I don't need a year. I don't need a date. I don't need time. That's not. I don't want you to think about that. I'm just actually like for me, what happened with me, it was just more so of I watched both my boys grow up in two different households. Not only did they grow up in two different households, the fact that I don't have hands-on with them and me instilling my values and my norms and what I believe is important, I watched them struggle. And it wasn't so much struggle because I had my own expectations of what they should be as men. But I had to sit back and take a step back and say, you know what? That's where everything changed. I have to meet them where they at. And I have to understand the situation. One is in Ohio, one is in Wisconsin. Yes, we come together during holidays, but when it clicked, Juanita, I was like, ooh, I'm asking him to do something, and I don't even. That's not even his love language. That's not even his language. So how I'm making both of them. So that's when it clicked for me. But tell me, I'm dominating this conversation now. Don't be
No, you're
shy.
fine.
Okay,
For me, when I look back over all my experiences and all the jobs and everything that I experienced while I was there, and it was a lot actually. The common thing for me was that I was taking stands. I
hmm.
was every job that I had, I was taking a stand. I was maybe
You
there
were
was corruption that was going on, and
pushing back. Why?
huh?
You was pushing back on all the rules and
Well,
everything.
no. This is the thing. There is a lot of corruption, and
Oh,
I found that I was taking job. I took a let me put it this way. I took this job, and I took it because it looked good on my resume. Okay.
got it,
I didn't really care for the job, but I took it because it looked good on my resume. It showed my resume building. So I took it.
got it.
Now, as I'm taking this job, I'm learning that my boss is crooked. He's corrupt and he's
Oh,
stealing stuff. He's doing things that's not a part of the policy. I'm a policy person. Look,
right,
if we follow the policy, it's easy.
right.
He was doing things that was not right and people was following under him. I'm not a follower. I follow, but you got to be on point for me to follow you. Otherwise, I'm okay standing by myself.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He made me a target and he went after me and he created a management scheme that everybody had to go through him. I'm part of management, but he made me a target. I'm gonna put it that way. I went over his head
No, it makes sense.
and I went over his head and I wanted to let me just say I made a name for myself. I made a name for myself.
I already know you.
And a lot of people didn't like it, but at the end of the day, he doesn't have that position anymore.
Mhm.
Everything wound up crumbling down. I had other jobs where stuff was going on and it was just like, I'm not being a part of this.
Got it.
Long story short, I like to help people. I
Yep.
love talking to people and I like to help people. And it doesn't matter if other people don't like it. I may go through and like, it could be a little stressful and I'll go through it, but I don't mind because at the end of the day, it made me feel good and it
Absolutely.
created change. So that's when I realized that this is what I want to get into, something that's going to do something for the better. It's going to make people happy. People are going to feel good inside. It makes me feel good to make other people feel good.
Yeah. I think
And
that's what
that's
my Angelo got a quote like that. You know, people forget what you did for them. People forget what you said for them, but they'll
yeah.
never forget how you made them feel. So that's a great point. And the fact that you went into that firm and was in that company and saw the culture the way it was, and you did not, conform to what was going on. You took a stand. It says a lot about you. You was always doing that in high school. When somebody was bullying somebody or somebody was cutting jokes, you would step in and say, "Oh, no, 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 we're not having that." So I can actually see where you will actually get into a management role and not only work your way to that management role, create healthy boundaries, not only for yourself, but for individuals who's underneath your team, and you're training them to do what's right and what should be the norm in any culture, no matter wherever you go. So great call out. Good, hey,
Yeah.
good story. Good story. I love it. I love it. Next one.
Number 8 is focus on what makes you happy, happiness. And it kind of goes with number 7, just focusing on what you're happy, because if it makes you happy, that's a gateway to let you know what you should be doing.
Yes, yes.
If it
That's
doesn't make you
important.
happy, you shouldn't be doing it. It's not for you.
Yeah, that's a good point. For this, what like you said, what makes me happy is seeing people get to the next level. And if I can support you in any way, no matter if it's not directly for me, I would definitely put you in contact with someone in my network or know of someone so you can actually get ahead in life. I love doing that. I love focusing on happiness, and that's why you see what we have here. When you share your story, individuals start to actually watch these videos here, you'll see it. You'll definitely see it.
Absolutely.
Got it. Got it. I just had an alert come up like, what is that? Okay, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Hmm. You just said something. When I saw that, I'm sorry. I was going to say something.
Go ahead.
I apologize. I'm not exactly sure what it was.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I had a distraction. I have my colleagues from my job. I don't like doing this, Juanita, but like I said, a part of me, I always have to be there for people when I need to, and that's just part of me. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So I actually have my Microsoft Teams on my cell phone, and people are messaging me like, "Hey, Maurice, I have a student doing this, this, and this. Can you contact them for me and have a conversation on how motivate them to get them back on track and just have that conversation with them." So seeing that was like, okay. But like I said, that totally aligns in what I like to do. And like I said, I picked that up in you. I call it back in '88 as we was going through high school and different things of that nature. So good stuff, man. Good stuff.
You know what? I just remembered. I just remembered.
Got it. Got it.
Like when you don't have the answer, like you just did that, and that's what made me remember, is because like when you don't have the answer or you don't have it, like you have colleagues, you have people. Hey, let me get you in touch with someone. I don't have the answer, but let me get someone who does have the answer. And absolutely, I
Absolutely.
like that.
Like I said, I could see you being that managerial role, talking about, hey, you know what? I'm gonna fight for you. Let's do this. According to rule book and the handbook, section 1.29.55, you definitely gonna find it. You definitely gonna find it.
Absolutely. Look, when you got the rules, when you got that for real, when you have knowledge is so important. When you have it,
Yeah,
don't be scared to use it.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So before we dive into number 9, here, I want to ask you this.
Mhm.
Um, almost like a two-part question. Me, I work very well with systems. I can get into a system to kill it. I can almost once I know the system, how the bonus work or how things work, whatever it may be, whatever I'm motivated by, I could work my way up. Are you more of a systems type person? I think we covered this earlier. If you more of a system type person, or are you more a creative type person? Because once you get into the system, you're like, okay, this is not working for me. Let me come up with something that works best for me and my personality. Or do you just have to have a healthy balance of it? What are your thoughts? Are you more creative or more of a system person, or just you have to have a healthy balance in whatever endeavor that you're engaged in life?
I, I have to have a healthy balance, absolutely. But I want to say that I do both,
God,
because systems are important in
yes,
everything. You have to have a system. It keeps things formulated, organized, so
yeah,
that you can procedures. All of that is important.
yeah,
But creativity is bomb because you're able to bring excitement,
Yeah.
something a little bit different, engage.
Yes.
I would say,
Yeah.
uh, I would say both of them is
Yeah.
important. All of it to have good
Uh,
operations.
that's a great point. I'm laughing one of you because my wife and I we just had this conversation. She loved creating memories with the boys. So when the boys come down, I have a system like, oh no, 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 we're not doing that. And she's more of the creative one. Hey, let's create some memories. Let's not only do that, let's do things that's spontaneous, different things that nature. Me, if it's not on the plan, it is not within my budget. Oh no, no, no. But I'm laughing because my wife actually, fills that void in my life when it comes to creativity.
Wow.
So like you said,
That sounds
having
like a good partnership. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That sounds bomb. Go ahead.
no, no, that's just mission critical. That's just who I am and what I need, in order to continue to ascend to new heights. You know what I mean? To transcend to new heights. So, uh, yeah, man, yeah, this is good stuff. Oh, this is good stuff. This is good information. Number nine, number nine.
Number nine, uh, always be humble and give back.
Mm,
You always have to be humble and give back.
yeah,
People get egos and they start to feel themselves. They think it's all of them, and that's when things go downhill.
yeah. Great point.
So,
Great point.
got to be humble and always give back. It's not
Yeah.
about you.
So that's funny you said that because when I was teaching at the University of Chicago Charter School, teaching computer science and engineering, I always spent a lot of time after schools and before school with different students doing different things, no matter if it's basketball, football, giving them access to the gym or the weight room, whatever it may be, just trying to give back. That way they can have a resource to go and do things besides being in, I don't like to say the streets, but that's the other alternative there. You know what I mean? So to fill that void, Juanita, when we moved to Atlanta, my wife and I started discussing adopting a child. Not so much in adoption of we want a child to live with us, but when it comes to the big brother, big sister program, becoming a big. So we actually did that. We actually did that, went through the process. We actually waiting to actually have someone in place, with everything going on with the COVID-19 crisis here, it actually pushed everything back. So we're just waiting for us to be partnered with someone. But like you said, um, I had to get that itch. I had to fill that void in helping individuals and giving back. So great point there. Because I missed the classroom setting. Being online and working with adult learners is one thing, but being able to change someone's trajectory, no matter if it's a STEM field or starting a business or wanting to go get a trade or whatever it may be, like you said, being a jack of all trades there, I pride myself in having some expertise and all that. No matter, even in a relationship, hey man, that's not right. Trust me, that didn't work when I did it. So good
Absolutely.
point there. Good point.
I think that is wonderful. Our children. Oh my gosh, our children. When it comes to parenting, is such like parents, like being a parent, you're the first teacher,
Yes.
and a lot of
Hold on, Juanita.
parents.
Say that again for the people in the back. Say that again for people in
Being
the
a
back.
parent, you are the first teacher. You are your child's first teacher. And it is quite, and it's something. And I can tell, okay, I had to learn how to be a mom. I had to learn, you have to, everybody has to learn, even if they say they just got it.
Yeah.
Your first child, this is a new experience.
Yeah.
And one thing that I see in parents that is a downfall for the child is that
Mhm.
parents often teach what they were taught growing up from their parents.
Oh my God.
That's how that vicious cycle gets started.
Say it again. I'm
So,
sorry. Say it again for people who missed it. It's different type of learners. We learned that. It's three different types of
absolutely.
learners. Say it again.
Parents teaching their children what they were taught growing up as children. And they are continuing that vicious cycle because they're teaching, well, that's what my parents did to me. And you think about the type of childhood that you had.
Yes.
Why would you want to give that to your child? Why
Yes.
would you want it to continue? It has to stop somewhere. But
Yes.
then again, a lot of parents don't understand and they don't identify what they're doing.
Ooh, we want me to. That goes back to having God first and having a
Absolutely.
system to compare that to when it comes to your own values, your beliefs, and your norms. Some things I had to unlearn. It wasn't healthy for me. And I knew for a fact that I wasn't the best communicator. I was used to saying someone say something slick to me, oh, you cutting jokes? You know how we used to be. Like, oh, you cutting. So I was slick like that even into my career. So when someone was redirecting me or giving me some constructive criticism, I was like, man, who you talking to, man? Like we in the same position. Like, what, you can't talk to me like that. So I definitely understand. This is good stuff. I have to unlearn a lot of bad habits. And like you said, it starts in your everyday, your norms in your household. Being a parent, I try to cultivate a conversation with my boys where we can actually have a conversation, no matter if it's, I like to joke. I joke about it initially, and I let them know that so we can feel comfortable. I'll say some jokes, but I'll be touching on points where I know, okay, speaking his language, how can I get this conversation to where I need to go so it's being serious? But like you said, oh my God, like you have to have some system in order for it to compare. You have to have some system compared to God's system or whatever it may be, in order to succeed in life, man, and look at the milestones and goals that you're actually setting for yourself. Because there's a lot of people floating through life, like you said, just coasting. You call them 5 days from now, like, hey, man, well, how's everything going? Still working, still, so I know you hate the job, but you're not looking to, get a new skill. It's a lot of, we in the information age. You can go online, go on YouTube and learn something quick. YouTube University, I call it. Google University. You can learn so many things, man.
Yeah, you are so right. I never thought about that. YouTube University.
Hey, look, you can learn so much. Look, these videos, like the information that I'm pointing out, my videos are not perfect, and I'm not trying to be perfect, but I'm just trying to get the information out. So,
I love it.
so great point there. I think we're on our last one.
We are. Keep reaching for success. Keep reaching for success. I think that these 10 rules, they are a continuance. It's not a step that you just step. You took a step and then you're done. It's
Right.
continue. You have to continuously,
Got it.
always.
Got it. And let me ask you this: as you continue to reach for success, why is it important? Like you said, if you get knocked down or you don't hit a goal, why is it important for you to be able to pivot or just be able to be adaptive to certain goals? And like you said, success look different for everyone. So I guess the better question, let me retract that. The better question is, why is it important to just keep your eyes on the prize, as they used to say back in the day? Why is that important?
It's important because it's easy to lose focus. It's easy to
Absolutely.
lose focus, and there's people who are not happy for you. They're not happy about your focus. They're, instead of them worrying about what they're supposed to be doing, they're
Mhm.
worrying about yours,
Yeah.
and they're tracking you, and they don't want you to succeed. Uh, Things may happen, and even if you don't reach that goal, people talk about failure a lot, and how failure is, if you fail, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You're supposed to learn. The thing
Exactly.
is, even with your experiences, you're supposed to learn. If you didn't learn anything, I would say that's more failing. You went through something, you didn't reach that goal, you didn't reach it. But if you learned something, you didn't fail. You
Exactly.
learned something. Maybe you weren't ready yet. It's a build-up process.
Oh my, that was a lot to unpack. Look, I'm using the free version of Zoom, so I'm around time here. so,
Okay.
I want to unpack that last part, but I'm afraid we're gonna run out of time. Good stuff, Juanita. That's a good segue into our next things here as we wrap everything up. You have some very good information, some insight into different industries. If someone watching this video and they would like to reach out to you, what avenues can they actually connect with you?
I'm learning social media. I'm
Uh,
still learning social media. If you want to
okay,
help me, I would love to learn.
got
um,
it.
Actually, I am very open. I have an email, Juanita, JUANITABCOSPER @gmail.com. I'm on Facebook as Prophetess Juanita Bernice, but
Mhm.
there's no O in Prophetess.
Got it.
Um, I'm actually in Georgia. I'm very open about a lot of things in my location, and I'm open. I live in Georgia,
Got it.
and I'm around the Savannah area
Hmm.
of Georgia.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Do you have a LinkedIn account for the professional people?
I do have a LinkedIn account that is not updated. I'm going to do
Not
that.
updated. Okay. Okay. Because people gonna go in there and fact check this, man. They're gonna go look at
That's
those
okay.
resume. I know, but I just want to put that out there. So when we put that information into the description, I want people to go and look at the different industries that Juanita has been a part of. Not only that, she can share so much insight, no matter if it's parenting, financial literacy, whatever it may be. And that's why I had to get her here today to share this information. We'll put that information in the description if you are looking to connect with her. Outside of that, Juanita, we certainly appreciate your time today. We will definitely check in with you later on. We may do a part two, because of the time that we had here. I definitely want to unpack that last one. We definitely want to gems there. So
Absolutely.
stay safe, stay healthy, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.